I'm not kidding y'all that every single time I go to work out in the gym, or most of the time, I see these so-called meatheads that love ego lifting in exercises like the lateral pull downs. And probably they are trying to lift the heaviest weight but not gaining any amount of stimulus to their muscles. And for this reason, I was motivated to do this video, because maybe you are actually one part of this group and you don't want to embarrass yourself in the gym, right? By doing the wrong stuff. So in this video, I want to share you what muscles in this exercise targets, the biomechanics of this exercise, whether this exercise is better at the pull-ups, and how to perform the 5 different lateral pull-down exercises that you can do to maximize all your back gains. So stay tuned and let's get right into the video. So one of the exercises that I can remember since starting to go to the gym, even before being consistent, is the lateral pull downs. But throughout the years, I have observed so many ways people do this exercise in the wrong way, and I wanted to address it on this video later on the common mistakes, so stay tuned. But first, lateral pull downs are mostly a cable exercise, but can be done with machines exercise too, or even resistance bands too. What I like about doing it on the cables is that it has more resistance and you have a bit more freedom of movement. This exercise trains mostly the whole back muscles. I'm talking about the rhomboids, trapezius, latissimus dorsi, but we can emphasize more in the upper, middle, and also lower back, depending in 2 major things like our elbow position, closer or away from our torso, as well as your own torso angle and grip width. This exercise we train it in the sagittal plane and the frontal plane of the human anatomy plane. And we do different movements during this exercise. That's why we train it in those 2 planes. When we come to the biomechanics of this exercise. So first, let's talk of the concentric part, or when you lower the bar down. So we do the following movement patterns. Number 1 is shoulder adduction. Number 2 is shoulder horizontal abduction or shoulder extensions. Number 3 is elbow flexion. Number 4 is scapulae downward rotation. And number 5 is scapulae retraction. Then we do the eccentric part of this exercise, or when we get the bar back up. We do the following movement patterns on the 2 planes I mentioned before. Number 1 is shoulder abduction. Number 2 is shoulder horizontal adduction, the shoulder flexion. Number 3 is elbow extension. Number 4 is scapulae upward rotation, and number 5 is scapulae protraction. Learning these movement patterns makes us more mindful of what we do and how our body works. And I personally learned this while taking classes of becoming a personal trainer, which is certified and licensed too. So that's a bonus for you guys watching this video. Alright, so we need to address some of the most common mistakes before we go to the 5 best lateral pull downs you should add to your routine. And for this reason, we need to talk about the most common mistakes that I see on the gym or that I have personally done before. And the first mistake I see, which you should stop doing the next time of doing your lateral pull downs, is arching your back. Come on guys, stop doing that. It's very bad for your lower back because this makes you use more momentum and engage in your synergistic muscles like the biceps and brachioradialis, but our goal is to target mostly the agonist muscles like the latissimus dorsi or lats and the rhomboids and trapezius, depending on the exercise specifics. That's why it's very important for you to choose the right lateral pull down for you, which will come later in the video. Mistake number 2 is before telling you the second one. Actually, maybe you have seen these 2 already, or even have performed this nasty variant of this exercise, and it's the behind the neck lateral pull downs. And why is this a common mistake? Why this is a problem? Well, the bad thing of this exercise is that you put your neck forward, leading to a nerd neck, okay? Which I think I explained that in the best way to not return to your high school years and having a bad posture too. Mistake number 3 is another very common mistake, maybe more for beginners, is by not implementing a technique that is great for focusing in targeting your lats, and that's by overusing your biceps. And you can avoid this by doing the technique I will be showing you shortly. And mistake number 4, lastly, determines how much ego you have, is by doing some half reps with too much weight that you can't even lift. So please stop doing this and start training the right way on the gym. Are lateral pull-downs better than pull-ups? Well, in my opinion, no. Because by just doing pull-ups, we'll stimulate more muscles, and also because of the biomechanics of this exercise and the gravitational pull of Earth that makes us do more efforts in the pull-ups. That's why so many people tend to struggle doing some pull-ups, even one pull-up. It's most important on what goal you have, because most bodybuilders will prefer the lateral pull-downs to use mostly the muscles they want to target. But for strength, the pull-ups is your best friend. I'm talking about any specific type of pull-up. Back with lateral pull-downs. I have been doing this exercise for a while now, but it's always better to optimize by diversifying in the same exercise, doing a different variant for it. And for this reason, it's why I want to show you the 5 best lateral pull-down variations that you can implement in your routine. And let's start with the most common one. And of course, I'm talking about the lateral pull-down. For this exercise, we have our hand pronated in a width that is not too wide nor narrow. And for this reason, this is the one that will target the whole back in simple terms. But how do you do this the right way? First things first, I will align these steps so then you can do similar steps for the other 4 lateral pull-down variations, so I don't repeat myself and this video don't take like 40 minutes. So watch and listen closely on how to do the lateral pull downs. Number 1, before sitting, make sure to set a weight where you do the desired reps and sets, mostly between 8 to 30 reps. Please don't do this exercise as a strength focused one, because the barbell rows are for that too, and pull-ups, like I just said before. Number 2 is to set the thigh cushion in a position where your legs don't move up once you do the exercise. In my case, is right in the middle notch. No offense if you have it in the lower notches. Your legs will grow if you watch my 2 past videos, which is in the link down below in my description. Number 3 is to sit in the bench, embracing your abs and glutes, as this will stabilize your lower back and avoid the momentum I mentioned earlier in this video. Step number 4 is to grab the bar with a pronated hand with 1 to 2 inches larger than your shoulder width, with an optional thumbless grip if you overuse your arms too much in this exercise, or you want to target more your lats. Step number 5 is, while executing the exercise, make sure to use more your elbows by imagining you bring them down to touch your butt cheeks. This way you work more on your back rather than on your biceps, and also by trying to join your posterior delts together. And step number 6, when going back up, make sure to raise it slowly back up, control the weight between 2 to 4 second eccentric / negative, and feeling the stretch of your overall back at the top. Step number 7, pause for 1 second and then do an explosive concentric once again. And step number 8, finally, repeat for the desired reps and sets. The second exercise, I have also tried and achieved some back gains too, which is amazing. It's the neutral grip lateral pull downs. This has a little bit of the difference, and the actual difference with this exercise is that we use the cable row attachment, which is you do it in a neutral grip, meaning is it between a supinated and pronated grip. And this exercise, you focus more in the lower back / lats. You can add it to your routine with the same steps for the lateral pull down. The third exercise, in which we will focus on our upper back and even some neck gains too, if you really want to grow your neck, is a wide grip lateral pull down. The main difference of this exercise is the wide pronated grip, which we will focus more in the upper back muscles like the rhomboids, upper and lower traps, and even some stimulus to the biceps. You may be unfamiliar with this very underrated exercise, but thanks to our true scientist, this YouTuber, which is very science-based, which I follow a lot and see all his videos, Jeff Nippert, I started implementing this lateral pull-down variation thanks to his power building programs, and it is the OmniGrip lateral pull-downs. Maybe you got familiar with the most powerful of Viltrumite, but Omni actually means all, and of course, all grip. So in this exercise, what do we do? 3 sets, in every set doing it with the different type of grip. How many grips you have? 3. So in one is a pronated grip, the second one is a neutral grip, and final or third set is a supinated grip. What I like about this exercise is that you can target all of your back muscles with some extra gains in your biceps in the last set. which is amazing, right? Finally, let me show you a one that targets a muscle outside of the back, and is the biceps, and for this reason is the supinated grip lateral, which the main difference is the grip, which is like doing chin-ups. And if you have done this exercise, you give more stimulus to the biceps, and I think this can be a good exercise as part of your arms day, as well as giving some gains to your back. In my opinion, it's better to diversify as much as you can. Just don't stick with the same routine over and over. I think these exercises are very awesome. And awesome, it's actually this bonus exercise I will tell you right now. If you stayed until now, great. I will show you actually a different type of pull down, in which actually is more of a pullover due to the extra range of motion of your torso, giving more work for your lats, which is the one arm lateral pull downs. For this, make sure to keep your arm as close to your torso to focus more in the lats rather than the upper back. This is great for those who want to change things up and this way get more back gains. If you're intermediate/advanced trainee, this is alright for you. Now, it's very important that when we're doing this exercise, you focus on doing the right thing, because we have the goal of building muscle in this video. Then techniques are one of the most important factors if you gain 1 pound of muscle versus if you gain 5 pounds of muscle in 1 year in your back muscles. If you still have some newbie gains, of course, which I think I actually still have, or not, I don't know, you tell me. So make sure to choose the right ones for you, depending in your goals and also in which one you can do consistently, of course. Because the habits I most praise in this channel is 1, consistency, and 2, discipline. And knowing how to master this 2 will make you master anything and also achieve anything you are passionate in life. So make sure to like the video if you learned something new, and also if it was very helpful. And I will be very grateful too that you subscribe to my channel, and even better, if you still want to clear your doubts, if you want to get trained, I have my own website where you can sign up for my personal training down below in the description with me. Lastly, watch this video to see if you're doing the leg press correctly.